Welcome back to another episode of Prevail with Justice, where we discuss all things life and purpose. Y'all, welcome back. I read this phrase and it really sent me somewhere. Okay. Every yes you give that betrays your peace is a quiet no to yourself. Every yes you give that betrays your peace is a quiet no to yourself. And so when we tell other people no, we're not saying no for them. We're saying no for ourselves, for our good. You see what I'm saying? But when you tell somebody else yes and you really mean no, that's that bad no that you can't get the shoes that you want, that you can't get the bag that you want, that you can't go on the trip, huh? Nobody I don't subscribe to that behavior. I don't want it. May it never find me. Okay. However, that used to be the life that I lived. And one day I decided to do something about it. So the title of this episode is That Doesn't Work for Me. As a person who was once a people pleaser in some ways, I have learned to be okay with things that do not work for me. And it's not for other people, it is for me. Quite literally, things that do not work for me, that do not flow well, that do not align with what I stand for, that do not align with where I'm going, that do not bring me peace, that do not serve me nor my ability to serve another community of people. Like, just quite frankly, no, I'm okay. And some of those things are behaviors that may go against something that you are believing for. So in the last episode, I kind of touched on this when we were talking about shrinking ourselves. I'm going to touch on it again. If you follow me on other social media platforms like, Facebook or Instagram, TikTok, I'm doing a series right now called The Woman in Waiting. And baby, I am the woman in waiting. All right. I know I'm talking to the women who are in waiting, but the letters are originally to myself, um, as I am going through this waiting season. But I touched on that to bring light to the fact that when you are waiting on something, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So if this is something that you are hoping for and you don't yet see it, and other people are telling you that it doesn't exist, or other people are speaking things about their experience that is counterproductive to what you are thinking, what you are praying, what you are believing, what you are wishing, what you are hoping, there's there's chaos there, there's conflict, doubt starts to creep in, the house becomes divided. And I don't want to be like a ship tossed by the wind and sea. I like to be stable. I don't want all of that. Unsubscribe. We have to be intentional. And I want to um actually bring up a scripture in Galatians 6 and 1. It says, brothers, if anyone is caught in any transgression, you who are spiritual should restore him in a spirit of gentleness. Keep watch on yourself, lest you too be tempted. Keep watch on yourself, lest you too be tempted. That means that you are not immune to the same struggle. If you are around it long enough, it will latch itself onto you as well. You got to be careful. Sometimes you got to, what's it called? Feed people with the long handle spoon. I think that's right. Sometimes you have to do that. And it may be somebody that you're friends with, it may be somebody that you're in a relationship with. Guard yourself. Keep watch on yourself because you're not immune. You're not immune. And that's where boundaries come into play. You can easily give something here and there, but let them. Let them. Shout out to Mel Robbins. The let them theory is so good. I am currently working through the book, but even beforehand, throughout her podcast episode, she would kind of refer to it here and there. But there's so much power in letting people be. As someone like myself who is empathetic, not empathetic, I am an empath. I'm very intuitive, I'm very nurturing, and I want to see people fulfill their potential and reach their biggest abilities, their biggest capabilities, their highest heights, the highest versions of themselves. it is hard for me to watch someone not be working towards that or not living in that. And I will oftentimes want to steer you in the right direction. I will want to restore you. I will want to love you through where you are. And now all of a sudden, now I'm sick. All of a sudden, now I'm dealing with things that I wasn't dealing with before. And I had to realize I will say it one time and I will lead you to the source that can help you. And after that, I'm going to let you, because that doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. That does not work for me. I can want the best for you. And as I say this to you all, I say it to myself as well, because it's not an easy thing to do. However, if you listen to any successful person, anybody who lives at peace and they are whole within themselves, once you go through this journey of healing, you become very, um, what is the word I want to use? You become extremely selective with what things you allow to drain your energy. You become so selective with what you allow your time to go towards, especially, baby. Baby, we don't know how much time we got on this earth. And one thing I'm not going to do is spend it telling you the same thing over and over and over again when that's clearly a life you subscribe to. But it doesn't work for me. So I'm going to let you. And I'm not going to take offense if you continue to live that way, or if you continue to make those same decisions. I'm not going to take offense. I'm going to love you, but I'm going to let you. Love them and let them. Put that in the comments. Love them and let them. That's what we're going to do moving forward. We're going to love them and let them, because again, keep guard, keep watch on yourself, lest you too be tempted. So with that being said, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And you have to have boundaries, especially when you are working towards something. Like, y'all, when I say that, like, I'm so locked in on who I am becoming and who I'm destined to be, like, I can just see some of the things so clearly. And I say, God, I don't want to keep living this same life. I don't want to keep being stuck. I don't want to keep not showing up. I don't want to keep being inconsistent. I'm really locked in on fulfilling my purpose. And hey, I'm here, and I don't want anybody to not be fulfilling purpose. Before I finish about people pleasing and like the steps, I have some notes on steps that I want to share with you. But before I get into that, I want to share something. I was listening to an audio the other day. A lot of times, like, I listen to YouTube videos or whatever, and this lady was saying that if the average person is alive 73 years on average, only 8 to 15 years of their life is spent doing things that they actually love and enjoy and cultivate an atmosphere of freedom around them. Out of 73 years, only 8 to 15 are spent doing something that I love for the average person. That means that majority of the years are spent working a job that you hate, tending to your obligations to simply be alive on this earth, and doing all of the things that require you to do the obligations. Like, what? That, unsubscribe. I don't want it. Take it away from me. I don't want it, God. Help me get out of here, please. So with that being said, I am aware of a thing that I enjoy doing, and I don't want 8 to 15 out of 70 plus years to be spent doing this. I want majority of the years. I want all 73 of the years to be spent doing things that I love, things that make me happy, things that bring me joy, and things that fulfill not just me, but they do something. They are of service to other people. And I cannot do that if I am constantly subscribing to things that are draining me. I am constantly trying to control the lives of other people. You are the captain of your ship, not theirs. You're the captain of yours. So that is why it is important to love them, yet let them, because you have work to do. You came in this world by yourself. You're going to leave this world by yourself. But on the meantime, you got lives that you're going to touch, but you must let them be. Let them be. So we're going to get into our 7 steps to enter what I call your "this doesn't work for me" era. All right. It's 7 steps to recovering from people pleasing. So, number one, you're going to pause before you respond. If someone invites you to something or someone says, "Oh, do you like this?" People pleasers say yes really fast. I still do it to this day. I missed an opportunity to speak up for myself and I have been beating myself up about it ever since. But it happens, right? But that doesn't work for me. Not responding, not speaking up. So what you're going to do is you're going to pause before you respond. You're not going to say yes. You're going to pause for a second. You're going to take in what they said and you're going to say, "Can I get back to you on that?" Or, "Let me check my schedule and I'll get back with you." You have now bought yourself more time to war with yourself about whether or not you're going to confess the truth of how you feel. Okay? Allow yourself space before declining or deciding because maybe you want to go. Number two, you're going to start small. All right. You're going to say no in low stakes situations first. So maybe you want to decline a favor that drains you, or you can say, "Actually, I'd rather not." Or you can say, "I don't think that's the best thing for me to do right now." Whatever you want to do, practice ways to say no. Get creative. Ask Chat GPT for ways to say no. Phone a friend. There are so many different ways to say no. How about we try this again at a later time? How about whatever? Okay. There's a million ways. Figure out the best way that you want to say no and put it in your pocket so that you always have it and you don't have um a reason to say you don't have a way to say no. Find your favorite reason to say no or favorite way to say it. Keep it in your pocket. And when you say no, remind yourself that it's safe to honor yourself because every yes that you say to something that goes against your peace is a no to yourself. So just remember that when you're telling these people no, you're really saying yes to honoring yourself. You're saying yes to protecting your peace, and that's okay. Number three, unlearn guilt as a compass. Guilt does not always mean you've done something wrong. Sometimes it means you've done something different. Different is okay. And uncomfortable places is where growth takes place. So be uncomfortable, do the different thing, and know that you're actually regulating your nervous system to a new normal when you say no. Sit with the guilt. Don't immediately flee from it and be like, "Oh, I did the wrong thing. Let me go tell them yes. Let me go fix it. Let me go do this. Let me fix that. Let me go repair their feelings." Don't do that. Sit with yourself. Feel the guilt. Sit with it. Have tea with it. Journal. Why do I feel this way? What is this? Do I feel peace with this situation or not? If it like, do you feel peace or not? If you feel peace, it's different. And that's okay. But you got to get past all of the uproar, all of the guilt, all of the people pleasing symptoms and side effects. You got to sift through all of those first, which is why you need to get quiet and sit with yourself. Unlearn guilt as a compass, okay? My peace is not a problem, it's a priority. Your peace is a priority, it's not a problem. It may be somebody else's, but it's not yours. All right. Number four, make peace with not being understood. Not everyone will like your boundary. Some people will guilt trip you, get cold, or even question it. That doesn't make you wrong. It just means you're no longer performing to earn their approval. Free yourself. Free yourself. Free yourself. Not everyone is going to like what you're doing. Not everyone is going to understand why. It's the same way with rules that we have like in life. Maybe you're going somewhere and there are rules or there are certain like, "Oh, we can't do this, we can't do that." These companies have no problem telling you they're not going to give you your money back. Why are you feeling bad for saying no? Do what you need to do and move along, okay? Because peace is not a problem. Your peace does not have to be understood by everybody else. Think of your nervous system as a business. You need it to function smoothly. You need it to function like a well oiled machine. And sometimes saying no is the thing that keeps the oil going. All right. So your peace is a priority. And this is going to be your mantra. I'd rather be at peace and misunderstood than approved and depleted. Do you want to be drained? I don't know about you, but I don't even like to feel tired. I don't like to feel sleepy. If I feel sleepy, if I feel tired, I get cranky. So I don't want to feel drained. I don't want to feel like a leech has taken all of my energy or all of my blood. I want to be able to have energy. I want to be alive. I want to be light. I want to move. I want to flow. You can't do that if your peace is depleted because you're trying to be understood by somebody who doesn't want to understand you anyway. So be at peace and misunderstood because that is the pathway that will give you so much freedom. So much freedom. Number 5, create scripts that feel natural to you. That kind of goes back to picking the best way for you to say no. You can say like I'm not available for that. I thought about it. I'm going to pass. That's not aligned with what I want. To me, those are a little more like, and I got a little help with those, but something for me is like that doesn't work for me. Like if you know me, I'm a little bit of a jokester. I love sarcasm. Like I speak fluent sarcasm. So I'll easily be like, nah, that don't really work for me. Find a way that works for you to tell them no. Like, I'm actually going to stick with this. I'm working on this. I'm working on that. And that's another thing. If you have an agenda for yourself, it makes it easy to say no. You have a reason to say no. But if you ain't working on nothing, if you don't have a project, if you don't have a schedule, if you don't have a set thing that you're doing, a project, a hobby, you wide open for any and everything. Create some structure, create some routine so that you can be constantly working on something. Even if that's something that you're working on as yourself, pick a hobby, pick a project, pick a passion, something. All right. Maybe you want to make your home look better. Maybe you want to get more into fitness. Create some routine, put something in stone so that you are more aligned with what you're actually working towards so that you can be working on something and you can say no. I got this. No, that's I'm working on this is my goal right now. Set some goals for yourself. That way you can hold yourself accountable and you have a framework for what does work for you so you can measure it against the thing or the proposition that you are currently facing. You see what I'm saying? Number 6 is anchor into your identity. You're not just someone trying you're not just someone trying not to people please. You are a man or woman. We just women here. Okay. You might be a man watching. Hey fellas, how y'all doing? You're a fella. You're not a fella. Lord have mercy. Y'all done threw me off, Jesus. Help. You're a woman of clarity, peace, and discernment. You are not just someone that's not trying to people please, but baby, I don't know about y'all, but my words say that you have a sound mind, a powerful mind. You do not have a spirit of fear, but a power of love and of a sound mind. Power, love, sound, clarity, peace, discernment. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I see an equivalency there. All right. Those words are very specific. However, there are some parallels in being a person of peace, discernment, clarity. There's no space for chaos. Does power allow for chaos? Does having a sound mind, a clear mind, align with chaos? No. So anchor into your identity that you are a person of clarity, of peace, and discernment. You do have a powerful mind. Use your power to say no. Anchor into that power, anchor into that soundness. Okay? You see what I'm saying? And ask yourself, what would the future version of me say in this moment? You're already confident. You're already a person who is sound. You're already a person who is powerful. Anchor into that. Number 7 is journal through the aftermath. Like I told you all earlier, when you say no or when you are deciding if you want to accept or decline an offer, sit with yourself, get quiet, journal through it. Journal through the decision process. And when you do say no or you do say yes, journal the aftermath. How do you feel? And then when you write about how you feel, reclaim your power and remove the shame. There should be no shame in claiming your peace. Baby, somebody cue Maxine Waters, reclaiming my time. Reclaim your time, reclaim your peace, reclaim your power, reclaim your discernment in this season. We're saying no and we are doing things that work for us and we are unsubscribing to the things that don't. So put these things in your pocket and just remember that where the spirit guides, the mind creates. And where the mind goes, the body follows. Okay. Where your mind goes, your body follows. So just remember every yes that you give that betrays your peace is a quiet no to yourself. It's a no to yourself. So choose differently. Sit with yourself, anchor into your identity, and remember to keep watch lest you too be tempted. Don't be tempted in this season. Guard yourself. Say no. Unsubscribe to behaviors that don't align with where you're going. Set goals for yourself so that you have something, some values, some anchors to compare your decision and opportunity against. All right. I love y'all, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.